And we are live. What's up, y'all? Hey, this is the Going On Podcast, TFGO. Y'all already know. My co host, D Peasy, the showrunner, is down today. He fell ill within a few hours before the podcast. So, yeah, D Peasy is down today, guys. So, but we still want to bring you guys the interview with Stan the Man Banks. We've been having this interview in the works for the past couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? I know my boy got a lot to get off his chest, and here we here to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Um, like I said, we going live with Stan Banks T-shirt side hustle. What's good, Stan?
What up, man? What up? Trying to get all situated here. Got so many devices got get going on.
That's all good. That's all good, man. Hey, man, for my audience, people that might not know about you, just give them a little spiel of, you know what I'm saying, where you from and what you're doing.
Man, my name's Stan Banks from T-Shirt Side Hustle. I'm from Wilmington, Delaware. You know, the first state. Yeah, man. I started a YouTube channel in 2017, just teaching people, you know what I mean, how to make money selling T-shirts, doing what I was doing every day to survive. I looked around me and was like, man, like everybody complaining about not having no money, and here I was, figured this out with really no guidance. And I was able to, at least take care of myself with the money that I made off of it. So in 2017, I was like, yo, start this YouTube channel, man, and show people how to get it done. And here we are 5 years later.
That's crazy. 5 years is super quick to what everything that you have accomplished. You know what I'm saying? Outside looking in, it's crazy. You've been doing your thing. But like I didn't realize Delaware is the first state. You know what I'm saying? That's random, but that's crazy.
I say that, man, because everybody going to sit around and they be like Delaware and all of this nonsense that they be spilling. So I had to go ahead and get it going.
No, for real. I was gonna ask you, like, what the heck is in Delaware, bro? Like Delaware?
All right, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna make this really, really short and simple for you.
All right.
We are 2 hours from everywhere in this area that you could want to be. Right? We 2 hours from DC, 2 hours from an hour and a half from Baltimore, 2 hours from like the heart of New Jersey. Uh,
Oh wow.
10 minutes from New Jersey, but like the heart of New Jersey. We 2 hours from New York, and you can pretty much get in that area and go wherever. And we an hour and a half from a beach. When it's warm, we an hour and a half from the beach. So it's like you can get to a lot of different places from here. That's kind of the benefit to it. Other than that, yeah, it ain't much.
Now that's perfect. That's the perfect thing, man. So you know what I'm saying? I want to start off from the top. Now, I know before you started doing your YouTube thing, you had actually when you was doing your YouTube thing, you had a 9 to 5 because I was watching you. I believe it was 2018, and I think it might have been 2017, but I think you had you was at your job, you had the what is it called, the silhouette with you. You
Mm-hmm.
was, you know what I'm saying, you was live, you was letting people know like, hey man, the job ain't for me. I'm just getting this money. And then the next thing you know, like you didn't have a job.
It wasn't even the money. It was the insurance.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the money. Before then, I had never had a job. Like I was always places learning, but I really like in high school we had like work study jobs, but really I never had a job. And so with that being said, I wasn't really there for the income because I was just hustling t-shirts before that. I was running all around colleges, high schools, just local business. I was just going around doing my thing and I was coaching football. So it
Yeah, yeah.
wasn't that I was there for even the money that came with the job. It was like I just had it figured out. I had a daughter, found out I had a 12-year-old daughter, and I had to figure out like, all right, I need to get insurance. So I went and got. That's the reason that I got the job, right? And it wasn't something that I had planned. I was just out here hustling, trying to figure out how to be an entrepreneur, and got better every year since I was a kid. Man, it was just me out doing my thing, and I was like 20. I think I was 27, 28 when that happened. When I had got that job, and it was for $10 an hour. It wasn't nothing crazy. But it allowed me to sit down for the first time ever, which I really, really appreciated about that. And then I worked at an old folks home. It was like having 10 grandmas that could all cook. You know what I'm saying? Every day you get the bill, you get the plate. It's like, yeah, listen, I love.
No, facts. All right, now I want to get a little bit more in your past before we get into it. So I believe you had a scholarship to play football, right?
I got so I walked on at a Division I school. I'm gonna keep it all the way real. I walked on at a Division I school. I had got injured and I had a lot of downtime in the injury. And you know, after a while, you stop wanting to get yourself like stop calling home for money, right? Like, damn, I want to keep calling my mom for money, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So I had ended up getting put out of school for selling weed back then. And so I instantly transferred to another school, kind of got all of that in wraps, and then I got to earn a scholarship at the other school. I was an all conference defensive back.
Dope, dope, man. Your grind is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it do, sound like you grinding that thing. Cause I mean, you went from that, and before you even got into t-shirts, I believe you were in photography.
Yep. One hustle led me to the next. That's exactly it, man. One hustle. I started selling t-shirts, trying to make t-shirts to promote my photography business. You know what I'm saying? I started doing photography, trying to take better pictures for the websites. You know what I'm saying? I started websites because I was doing graphic design and I wanted to learn how to build websites. I started doing graphic design because I had grew up fixing computers in the back of a barber shop. You know what I'm saying? And I got tired of just fixing hardware. So it's
Yeah.
like I just kept going and trying to figure this thing out as I went. And I think I was successful at everything. Everything I did, I was able to make money. If I ever put out money, I always made that money back. So it was just something that like literally me just going and going and going.
Dang, that's what's up. That's what's up. So your first print process when you got into printing was screen printing. A
Yes,
lot of
sir.
people say that's a grueling process. You know what I'm saying? Especially with all the technology with today. So I'm trying to figure out how was that. You know what I'm saying? Your first time starting off, you start off with the print screen printing. How was that?
So, oh man, I had a time. What's that lie? Boy, we had a time last night. What's that? Man, I had a time trying to learn that process, right? Before I got to the good part where I met my mentor and all of that stuff, you know, I had a Udo machine before that, which is a little
Yeah,
blue little cookie cutter machine. I couldn't even get that thing to burn the screen with that paper. It was like, what
yeah,
side of the paper is it? And all like, all right, scrap that. I tried to give it to my boy who had one before me. I never heard from him again after I dropped the machine off. Just to keep it real, right? He pulled up. I actually seen him like years later or whatever the case is, but you know what I mean? And so trying to find people to help me along the way. And then I purchased a DIY starter kit from Ryan Moore, from Ryan Net. I mounted that joint to my mom's dryer in the basement and it had it wrapped up there. She's like, get that thing off my way, sticking off the dryer. You know what I'm saying? I was standing on screen. So I had a long journey, right? And that's what happens when you have to hack things and try to figure them out.
yeah,
And I couldn't burn the screen with the floodlight. Like you get the floodlight with the machine, you're supposed to do all this stuff. I couldn't get that right. I had a friend that worked at our art school. She would burn my screens for me at the time, right? And then sometimes I'm standing on screens in the living room, printing Stan Banks photography. Whatever I was doing, it was literally for me to just learn the process. But I had the time, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I speak from experience of like I went through all of that and it ain't cool. So now I did some work with a company called Merchmaker a while back ago. It
I
was a
remember.
DIY starter kit, and I'm
Yep.
like, yo, if I'm gonna start like this is way better investment than that 150
Yeah.
$200 machine, just so you can have a system that just works. Like that alone was super super valuable. So I always put myself back in that beginner stage of shoes because everything I've done, I took the long route. I ain't had no
Yeah.
in the beginning of what I was doing. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have somebody to teach me. You just got to figure it out, right? So it's not as complicated as it has to be if you just start with the right equipment. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, but at the same time, it is truly a trade in my opinion. You only like you're gonna run into problems non-stop
Yeah.
throughout the process. And even like the professional printers I see now, they still have to work through problems that they may be going with because it's a science. And you know, something as little as humidity could change how you coat a screen and do certain things like that. But having the right equipment will speed that entire thing up and you won't have those headaches. So it's not as complicated as as what it makes people seem like, but a lot of people don't last because it is work. You know what I mean? It's literally work
Yeah.
that you have to perform, and you know, working in a print shop in the heat, no matter how cold it is outside, after a while that dryer on you is hot. So being in that situation, it ain't for everybody, man. You know, we get a lot of people around that say, "Hey, man, I want to help you. I want to help you." No, I will. All right, we're gonna see. No, we're gonna pay you to help us because we know, you know, you ain't gonna it's thing you gonna disappear in a week or two based on the work that goes into it. You know
And
what I
the
mean? And it's actually
detail.
doing it. You know, so it's not as complicated, like I said, as everybody make it out to be, but it's definitely something that, you know, it's a good skill to have, a good business to be in because it sells itself.
And you know what? That's why your YouTube is so valuable, like to the t-shirt community, which I'm a part of, because like you said, you went to go that merch maker thing, you saved a bunch of people so much more time than and you're breaking it down for us. You know what I'm saying? Your YouTube is way crazy valuable. So that's what I wanted to be saying. Like, I know you started it to, you know what I'm saying, help people out. Um, but how long did it take for you to actually get traction? You know what I'm saying, on your YouTube?
Traction on my YouTube, you know, I really don't even ever feel like I got traction.
What?
Like you when you look at what YouTubers are out to accomplish, right? And I'm at that straddling that line of like, am I a YouTuber or am I, you know what I'm saying, or what it is.
Of
Now,
course.
there was a point that I became a YouTuber, and we can go into more detail, but to kind of like answer the initial question at hand, I don't think that my YouTube ever took off. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like I look at what I do and the work that I do, it's not like I had a viral video. It's not like, you know, I played the algorithm. I searched, you know what I mean? I did everything that you're supposed to. Now I'm just now starting to tap back into that. Like I might have had a period where I keyworded some videos or whatever the case is, but I never really, you know, like I was just showing a job, posting on the internet. Like whatever
Yeah.
I was doing, I was just posting it. I never looked back at it, never watched it. I wasn't, you know what I mean, doing any of those things to actually the way that content creation is looked at right now. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I didn't look at it to come out and create a revenue stream. I didn't look like I
Oh
didn't
wow.
even monetize my videos for the first 3 years, and I probably could have after like maybe definitely by a year, but like maybe 6 months. I
Yeah.
didn't know those things when I started out, and it was like, and then when I actually went in to turn it on, I had turned it on I think 6 months before that, and I had like $600-700 sitting there waiting for me, and I'm
Oh
thinking
wow.
going in to turn it on. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it was my path was so different because it was genuinely out to help people, and it's always been that.
Facts. And okay, that's what's up. But speaking about that, you know what I'm saying? You saying that you feel like you didn't gain any traction, but you had a lot of these um top not t-shirt brands, but like t-shirt companies, you know what I'm saying, get in contact with you. So I'm saying, when was like some of that first contact? Was it off of your YouTube? Like, how did that come
So
about?
the first thing that I did, I went out and made my own contact. I think I had like 500-600 subscribers. I drove up to Jersey to a class. I think Caesar had a class there, and I went in there, and as soon as I pull up, I didn't even know the owner of the building was outside. That's my man Lou from Towing Solutions. And I was like, listen, I'm coming for the class, but you know, I wanted to just tell you what I was doing. I'm like, I'm working on this YouTube, trying to teach people. You know what I'm saying? I would love to, you know, I use your ink already, all this stuff. I would love to kind of like, you know, send people here and all of that stuff when we work something out. And I was like, he's like, yeah, sure, you know, you do it. I'll send you some, you know, I'll give you some free stuff and look out. And I was like, nah, I don't want free stuff. I was like, I want you to give my audience a 10% off coupon. You know what I'm saying? I
Wow.
didn't want the stuff. I was already, you know what I mean, doing the stuff. So I was like, just give my audience a 10% off coupon. And he's
Yeah.
like, cool. So we ended up setting that up, and that was enough for me. And I didn't know, I knew what I was doing at that time, but I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I knew I was trying to like see how valuable my stuff was or how
Yeah.
much, you know, that was my kind of way of figuring this out because I didn't know what an influencer was back then. I didn't, none of the stuff that we look at now was available, or
Exactly.
maybe I didn't know where to. I wasn't even looking, so I can't even say it wasn't available. I'm pretty sure there were people teaching people this stuff, but I didn't get on, like I said, looking for that. So I made that first contact, and then the first company that reached out to me was Heat Press Nation, and I actually turned them down. And I was like, listen, like you want me to be an affiliate? I never even use your stuff, like like that. Like are you? Are we talking about you want me to? You want to send me something or try it out? Like how can I be an affiliate of something that I never ever used? You know what I mean? I was like me naively thinking, right, turning away money at the time, and then I ended up reaching back out. So I got offered a job at Total Wing Solutions. I took it. That's when I left the security job, right? We going way back. Yeah. You get the full timeline. So that's when I left the security job. And from that security job, I left there, and like I said, I'm making $10 an hour, right? So that's $400 a week, right, before taxes. So he had offered to pay me $500 a week.
Okay.
And going to figure out kind of like what the rest of it was, but I would go up there 2 days a week. Man, the first day he had me cold calling, whatever, right? So I had that left there for that, and now it didn't quite work out, right? Not my fault, not his fault. We still cool, close today, doing business together now. We just never figured out, like, kind of like, all I could say was, I want my customers, like, I want my people, like, I'm a sales rep, just like the rest of them, but my people are coming from all over. They're coming from the internet, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to figure out how I can get my people, because I don't want $500 a day when I deserve 100, right? Yeah. I get it that I was leaving the job and all of that stuff, and, like, you needed something there, right? But I'm like, I don't want $500 when I deserve 100, because I darn sure don't want $500 when I would deserve 10,000. And those $10,000 days can't. I had that much vision and belief in what I was doing and what I was building. And I always said I didn't want to charge the people. I wanted to charge, like, not even charge. I want companies to compensate me. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I know what I'm doing helps people, and I know those people, by helping those people, they're gonna spend with those companies that are, you know what I mean? Like, it's a circle, and it grows. And like, I never really kind of like had a company reach out to me up at that point, right? And then so I reached back out to Heat Press Nation, my man Jared, and then that was like the first time that I actually became an affiliate, right? And that's when I started looking at, long story short, I started doing the Heat Press reviews with that, right? And that was because I had an expensive press. I had an Amazon press, then I got a Geonite DK20S, and people started commenting like, oh man, I wish I could do that, but I can't afford that press. I'm like, bro, you can't afford the press. I'm like, bro, I just had an Amazon press. Like, it don't even matter what press. You know what I'm saying? And I was really like the first person that actually got on and just started to like review a lot of like the heat presses on the market, right? Multiple places. And so that was kind of like a little lane that I carved out. It was something that I, kind of enjoyed doing, but it was more so like, stop making any excuse, dog. Like, it don't matter. Like, I'll get another Amazon press tomorrow, and I'm gonna be doing the work that I got to get done. So I started that whole thing. So yeah, it turned out to be a pretty good deal working with them. And that's probably still one of my favorite companies overall.
But that's just described the hustle. Like, you went to them, no invite, let them know like, hey, I want to do something on you. Then he hit back and like, okay, cool, I want to give you something for free. And you like, nah, just go ahead and give it to my audience. That shows the vision. But like you said, y'all couldn't work something out because he's like in the physical and you like on the internet, and they couldn't determine your value. So like, you were right on the cuffs of all that internet stuff that's going on. Like, you like a freaking futuristic visionary almost, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I'm Soldier Boy of this right now.
Yeah, facts, bro. So they didn't have no spot for you, right? Because it was just not ready yet. The industry wasn't set up yet.
It wasn't.
That's crazy.
It wasn't, or at least not to my knowledge.
Right? Or theirs.
It was set up. It was people here doing it before, but again, it just wasn't set up to my knowledge. And I brought a different swag to it. You know what I'm saying? A different conversation. You know what I mean? And a different crowd overall.
I'm about to say, you brought a crowd to them boys.
You know, now we call that crowd culture, right? I brought culture to the print industry from just a little bit different than what it was used to, right? What you've seen on a day-to-day basis.
That's facts, man. You definitely brought the culture. And you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying your YouTube is valuable, because you let us know like what's the quality, what's the bull, and you still can get some money off the bull, but you know what I'm saying? What you going like you said, if you pay for $300, you're gonna get your $300. You get your $10,000 machine, you're gonna get your $10,000. Whatever you pay is what you're gonna get. But
Yep.
so like I know you're not really a content creator, but you know one of my questions was for people that you know what I'm saying in the t-shirt game and they or not even that they just want to get some of their content out. What are some actionable steps they can do to get people to like to you know what I'm saying pay attention to what they're doing?
What I'm gonna say is first and foremost collaborate, right? Like
Oh
I
wow.
say I'm an organic person, right? So what I don't know is algorithms and all of that stuff. So I can't even give you that information, right? But I will
Yeah.
say collaborate and be authentic. You know what I'm saying? Like collaborate, be authentic. Your people are gonna gravitate towards you, right? Like, and you're gonna have some people that's closer to you. You're gonna have some people that's watching from a distance, but the people that are for you are gonna gravitate towards you. And I took the stairs, so my advice is to do the work. Like, just don't like. It's hard because the influencer space is a business now, right? Like, so
Yeah.
you can get on for that and with that intention of like just working and finding something that's going from a content standpoint that's going to work for you, right? Like, I'm not going to say too many influencers' names or anything, but unless it's in the positive light. So my man Reyes, right? He went through a bunch of different things that t-shirts and then vending machines and his plan was to become a content creator, but that's not everybody. Everybody's not going to be comfortable. But what I say everybody's comfortable doing is doing what they do, right? So whatever it
Yeah.
is that you're good at, whatever you're interested in, you can carve out an audience for that, right? And it won't feel like, yo, I'm not comfortable on the camera. Like I don't know, how all of those excuses go away. If you are obviously we in a t-shirt game, but if you a good mechanic, bro, I tell you right now, I will be a famous janitor if that's what I love to do, right? Like,
Yeah.
and the way you do it is so simple and duplicatable. And like I was trying to tell my car detailer, who had a shop two shops down from me before, I was like, man, listen, that dude come around here selling you those chemicals every so often. I said, bro, we work on a YouTube channel for you. You'll be selling those chemicals. You'll be the salesman, and you will be sitting here doing everything you're doing right now. But we just start to break down all of what you do, and you'll create a presence, and people who will despite how saturated people think it is, despite all of that stuff,
Yeah.
people will gravitate towards you. And if you take care of those people, you know what I'm saying? You can look back at my live videos 2, 3 o'clock in the morning on live with 3 people on that live, right?
Yeah.
Same energy. Same
Wow.
energy that I'm giving you right now. I had
Yeah.
when it was 10, 3, 5 people watching. It didn't matter. I was just doing the work, right? So
Wow.
whatever you do great, just turn the camera on, and that way you're not searching. I never had to search for a piece of content to make until I stopped printing. Like once I stopped printing, I stopped look like I had to start to search for things to talk about because I wasn't doing the work, and that's how I built my audience. So remain authentic to who you are. You know what I mean?
Woo. That's some great advice right there. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome. Like you said, do the work and just break down what you're doing. I like that, man. That's some great advice. All right. One last question for the regular t-shirt guys like myself. What is it? You know what I'm saying? Because t-shirts, it's not just designing. It's just not just printing. It's not just pressing. It's all of it. But those are three different things. Like, which does one is one like more valuable than the other, or like, what does it take to be a good t-shirt person?
Bro, you can make like I'm so unorthodox, bro. They all tools. And
Yeah.
the tools that's gonna make you money is the tools that you actually have, right?
Yeah.
And that you're actually not only that you have, that you're actually using, putting out and marketing and doing those things, right? There's full-blown sublimation people, there's full-blown screen printers, there's full-blown embroidery. There's some that got a bunch in one, right? But the knowledge that you have is gonna be the thing that makes you money. So when I say it's like, bro, once you pick one, get started, and then your customers will guide you as to what they want, right? Like in my market, I don't believe I can, and I could be totally wrong about this, right? But I don't believe in my market I can sell mugs,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? it's not to mean that somebody ain't out here. I done seen a conveyor dryer. I'm gonna run a story on this year. I done seen a conveyor dryer for sublimation mugs. I never even knew that existed. We see these little ovens that they using on the, you know what I'm saying? I done seen a $5,000 oven that looks like those small ones. We wouldn't fathom buying that or spending that amount of money on that piece of equipment. But if they making it, somebody out there is using it. And for them to be running a conveyor dryer for sublimation mugs, I just got to see what the operation looks like, because but it doesn't apply to my market where I am right now here, but it applies. And if you look at now that I've seen it, now I think about corporate companies, or, you know, like the stuff that might be in the stores, they got to get produced at a high volume somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Now it's like, oh, it makes total sense. But before I seen it, I'm like, man, I ain't nobody making no bugs like that little 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes that it take. Nobody's doing that, right? But that was my reality. That wasn't the reality of the market. And that's the things that I try to go out here and find. And that's what's allowed me. Like, I go out in pursuit of gems that I think people could use. Maybe it's not for me, you know what I'm saying? But maybe it might be for you, or some vision that you have. I'm not big on sublimation, but who says I'm not going to tell you can't go fully sublimate a shirt? And I might have some advice. I just don't like doing it. I don't want to do nothing that I don't like doing. You know what I mean?
Of course.
These were things that I've learned over time. Is like, bro, whatever you have is going to be the most valuable option, right? And then you just got to find where your market is. And once you find that, they're going to tell you if you should get an embroidery machine, if you're a screen printer, or vice versa. Outsource it. People start asking, start outsourcing. You ain't going to make a lot of money. You're going to lose some, but you're going to make money rather than turning away the job. But then you can gauge and say, darn, I done outsourced $1,000 this month to this guy. Oh, that's 3 months, 4 months. Oh, this month I did $3,000. Now I'm at like, what's that? 4 months at 1,000, and then a 3, that's $7,000. Like that I outsourced to somebody else. Maybe I can make that investment. We got to change our minds and looking at it like, I'll never be able to afford that. I can't afford that. More so, and start looking at it like, what can I do to afford that, or how can I get myself to that point? And that's why I'm like, even taking T-shirt science from now. I'm creating a new channel, more for the professional side. T-shirt science is still going to do this, you know, like the stuff that it does. But when it comes to like that high dollar equipment, because I don't want to sit on my channel and hit, oh man, you know, I wish the company gave me that piece of equipment, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't afford that. Like, bro, what does it matter? Can you get this? If you can afford it, yeah, I have a social following. Yes, companies reach out to, but at the end of the day, I'm showing you if you can make money with this stuff, because I'm using it to make money, and I'll show you. And we up against a challenge as Black content creators. It's things that we can't do and say that others can, and it's just from our cultural background. You know, if we go out here and talk about we making X amount of dollars, and somebody want them X amount of dollars, they come, right? So it's like, it's things that we can't do. But pre-2020, that was all hustle. Like, I ain't make up a shirt job. Those is all jobs going to people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's where I'm at with it, man. You got to get something, start, and you'll figure the rest out.
So, man, I know you've been a consultant in the game. You know what I'm saying? You just gave some consulting right there. You know what I'm saying? We got to change our mindsets and be able to trick our mind into saying we can't afford this piece. I like the way you broke that down, and people need that broken down, and so do companies. You know what I'm saying? And I know you've been working with previous companies like Pro World and I think you said Sandmar, you know, stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get into it. How did you get involved with a company like Pro World? I think you had to go out to California, was it?
Nah, so actually, long before that, when I was reviewing heat presses, I had reached out to Pro World, and I was like, you know, hey, I got this series. I want to talk about your presses and whatever. So we went through some negotiation. That was maybe 2018. I could be like maybe 2018 sometime. I'm really bad with timelines. I'm going to give you the best I can, but it might be a little 2018 sometime. We went back and forth, and we ended up doing it. And it was mildly successful. You know, I didn't do a bunch more like outside of that I could have done, just because it wasn't a full, like, it wasn't a deal where I would like put more effort into it because it wasn't matching the other deals or whatever the case is, right? So at the end of the day, some of this stuff goes down to marketing. But when I had, so we did that long gap. Then I reached back out, and this is when they just got the press that's right here behind me. And I was like, hey, he's like, yo, man, yeah, we should. I should have been reached out. I wanted to, and get connected again, or whatever the case is. So that's where that stuff started to come out. And then, after seeing some of the work that I've done, I guess around the industry with different companies and stuff, like Supercolor, and that's eventually he asked me to consult the business and stuff like that. So that was kind of how that introduction had all happened. But I had reached out, like I said, bro, I was going out to try to figure out what people wanted, and that was what people wanted from me was the heat press reviews. What about this one? What about that one? So I went out and I started to do those things more so, because that was what people wanted.
And I seen you had actually, hooked up with one of those guys, and they actually started putting out their own heat press. I think you said it was a pink one. You was like, bro, people.
That was Heat Transfer Warehouse.
Okay.
That was actually after working with Supercolor. They wanted, I had to consulted them and started the affiliate program there as well. So that was actually the first time outside of Supercolor that like I went in with the consulting, like coming as a consultant, right? And so it was a deal. I can't say in life you get what you negotiate, right? So this whole journey, I just been out trying to make each deal better than the last deal. I'm gonna make this deal better than the last deal, better than the last deal. I'm just trying to improve the deals as I go along. I don't cry over like, oh man, this is what I'm making here or whatever the case is. I don't even think about it, right? I'm just out doing the work because if I'm focusing on that, I'm not focused on like where I'm going, right? So basically that was the deal. So that's where I started to consult, try to figure out how we could send traffic and build that up, and we built out an affiliate program, and it went really, really well. And a part of that was me suggesting like, yo, like, all right, it's not much I can talk about because you don't have anything unique, right? You want some traction. You should make a heat press, or you should come out with your own heat press. And whatever let's go to China, let's go do whatever we got to do to come up, figure out a heat press. So that was how that all came about. And of course, in the beginning, it was no, I'm not doing that. He found one, which is a Jodo press. So that's where the Jodo came from. And I was like, are you sure you want to market this press? It's like, damn, I look around, there's no internet conversation about this press at all. You about to blow up another company. Mind you, they sent me a box with their consumables, their vinyl and stuff inside the box, like promoting their stuff. I'm like, they're like, all right, you at least gotta tell them to take this out the box. Like, this ain't gonna make sense. But so little, bro, I make so many minute changes inside that make a big difference inside. Then like drop that, sold out. Okay, they run out. And then it was like, okay, hey Stan, you know what? I think we're gonna go make a press. And I was like,
and it's just crazy to me how people, just anybody, like you have to, of course you got to prove yourself, but it's like, I'm here for a reason. I kind of know what my audience wants. It takes you selling out. You have to sell out for you to move forward. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like you said, it's crazy how you got to prove yourself over and over when you that's what they hiring you for.
I can't say. I mean, I believe that way in my shoes, right? But I also, in order to do what I was doing, I had to put myself in their shoes too, right? And you gotta, man, I don't even know what to say. Like, you gotta earn it, but at the same time, it's like I'm so passionate about what I do. Sometimes even the delivery is off, right? And I've cleaned it up, and even working in these situations. And sometimes you got to make people believers, right?
That's facts.
And I'm very adamant. Like, listen, here's my thing, right? If you don't feel like I'm providing you a service, then forget what the contract say. If you're not satisfied with the work that I've done or the things that I'm doing, then I'm perfectly fine with separating it and calling it quits, despite how much money longer you may owe me or whatever the case is. Because my intention is to make everybody more money, right? Like, if I'm making money, you making money, and it goes circle. Like, the people make money, they gonna spend more money with the companies. The companies make money, and then I feel like that's how I would get that to trickle back, right? That eventually turned into affiliate links, and what I was doing was not affiliate links. So in these situations, like what I found is I come in and say, the more I know, the better I can do what I do.
Of course.
Right? Which means I need to know the numbers behind what it is that I'm doing. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I had got pushback, even though I was upfront about it. I had got pushback once it came time to deliver. Yo, this is literally modern day music industry,
bro.
Right? Like I really model everything that I'm doing after the music industry. I got this saying, and this is what I always kept saying inside of when I was working with Supercolor. I kept telling Rum, I was like, listen, you own the streets, you own everything. The world moves with hip hop. The world moves with hip hop. Forget how you feel about my cursing or whatever. If you just look at the world, it moves with hip hop. The clothes move with hip hop. The music moves with hip hop. Whatever is going on, the attention for a drink or it all moves with hip hop.
That's
and
facts.
like, if you own the streets, you own everything, right? I look at my community as the streets. If you know, like, if you can feel how you want to feel about the streets, that's the way I look at my community. Like some real people out here hustling, some real people out here trying to make ends meet. It moves with that, and that happens to be a consumer base, right? So
that's the culture, like you speak about earlier.
Huh?
That's the culture, like you was talking about earlier.
So this is kind of how I approach it, right? I feel like I own the streets when it comes to this, right? Forget the numbers, forget all of that stuff. I can go down the list of product after product after company that I gave a lot of traction to, right? Out front and behind the scenes, right? If you got something good, you pass it on, right? Like nobody wants to eat a good plate of food by itself. If it's really good food, you want somebody to try. Like you ain't gonna get a lot, but hey, try this. Is really good, right? Like that's the way that it kind of works, and that's kind of like my mentality. When I say collaborate, bro, I'm collaborating. I'm showing up. I don't care if you got a bigger platform. I ain't even checking which size platform you got. Like I'm going to pull up as long as you've been doing some work, as long as you be consistent. You know, I'm just that person that's going to show up. You know, that's who I am. So, looking at like just consulting as a whole, yeah, bro. Like I listen to my audience. I was a corporate translator in my terms.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I want to say, man. Like you mentioned that what you do is try to give companies traction and what you do anyways. And you know what I'm saying? I just want to speak on a little bit of the numbers. Supercolor mostly was focusing on selling to screen printers, and their minimum was a little high. I don't know if that had anything to do with you, but when you start introducing them, I think their minimum went down to like 10 or 5 pieces, and that allowed regular t-shirt guys to get full color on their t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that scaled the company a whole lot. And you know what I'm saying? And I think you had a lot to do with that. And I believe, you know what I'm saying, you pretty much drove a lot of revenue, probably about $1 million within that year of revenue. And I just want to say, like, for people that give their hotness or their coolness to a company, what type of ways do they get compensated? Because it's not like it's, you know what I'm saying, can you weigh that out?
Yeah,
Which you can if you got the numbers.
Man, listen, all right, how they get compensated, right? And
it's crazy.
Remember, I go out to try to make each deal better than my last, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take it back from the very beginning. The first way is affiliate, right? Okay. Because you do the work, then you get paid, right? So if I bring you traffic and it converts, then then I can get a piece of that, right? So that's kind of like there's no risk to anybody involved, right? Okay. Then there's the upfront money, like you can get compensated for a video. Me personally, I haven't gotten compensated upfront for maybe one video or two from Alibaba, right? Like, I didn't go out like I'm just a person that wants to prove their worth. Like,
but my thing is, you turn these companies from small companies to $1 million companies
Listen,
in
I'm taking it back.
okay.
Taking it back to the very, very beginning, right? And so those are the basically the main two ways.
Okay.
How I got paid in the end of this whole thing is completely different than the entire market. And this is exactly why I have a problem. I'm an influencer at face value. I'm an influencer, I'm a content creator, but really I'm a culture changer. I'm a culture shifter, right?
Facts.
And I'm able to shift attention, and then I know what I'm talking about. Like I put myself in the shoes of the consumer because I am a consumer. I was a person using this stuff, and I know like, oh man, if this thing would have changed, or I need to find this, right? Or if I could have found this earlier, like imagine we talked about earlier the path that I took to get to even like that journey to a t-shirt business, right? So
Yeah.
going through that entire thing, there's things that I wish I had or would have. I look at like, man, if I had a merch maker when I started, this would have been so much easier, right? Like I
Yeah.
look at things like that, and I can see the value because I had a lot of people selling products or companies, they never went through that process. So they don't know exactly how to explain it outside of what they, you know what I mean? Like what someone is telling them to do, right? So I got to
Yeah.
be perspective on it, right? Um, so by the end of this thing, I can't even tell you what my job description is, bro. Like I'm responsible for over $10 million of blank apparel merch being purchased.
Talk
Like
that. Let them know, man.
changing inventory. I'm sitting in hotels with color palettes and like what tones apparel
Wow.
be. I'm cutting samples of some stuff and making modifications to apparel. I'm reviewing marketing plans or creating marketing plans,
Wow.
testing product, troubleshooting product. I'm promoting people. I'm hiring people inside of companies. I'm creating like whole blown scenarios. And in the case of what you said, like they were out to pursue screen printers. I'm taking that product and saying, listen, I get what you're trying to do, and we should do that. But listen, I'm about to try to get this thing across the whole world. This is literally day one conversation. Like
Yeah.
y'all selling, y'all going door to door selling this. I'm about to sell this thing to the whole world. The whole world needs to know it. And now, listen, I didn't go in. I don't really like. All right, man, we'll figure out the website, no affiliate, whatever. Hey, man, I don't even. Let's just make the people need it. So
Yeah.
I ain't even thinking about the business. And this could be the naive portion, but this is also the proven portion.
Passion.
I knew it would be successful. Did I know it would be as big as that? I don't think nobody could have knew.
Nah.
Right? I just knew people needed it.
Yeah.
And the timing was impeccable. The vision
Yeah.
that I had for it was impeccable. I can't say they wouldn't have made it through the pandemic if you know what I'm saying, if I wouldn't have came. But the growth that was actually presented during that time with the vision of how I brought it, like I walked in and he said they were at like, they had 90% capacity. I said 90%? Like y'all can't take no more work? No, we got 90% left. Like we are running at like less than 90% capacity. So it was so much upside. They were doing 30 orders a day.
Oh
Man,
man.
listen, as difficult as the website was to operate for somebody
Man.
coming in from a retail experience,
Yeah.
as difficult as it was to operate, we I think we dropped the video I had to take down. It was like, we're gonna give everybody a free, or was it a free sample kit, or like, man, it was like over 700,000 accounts open in a day, right? And
Jesus.
they had to be open manually. So I'm feeling bad. They had to hire temp agency. They doing it overnight. The girl there, I felt so bad for the girl there. Her name is Nancy. Really, really, like, some really, really nice people. Like genuine, great people that I've met along this process. That's why I'm not crazy mad about any of it. Like I valued a lot of the people that I've met, but I felt bad. I apologize there. I don't even know how many times. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I feel bad. Like, show me how to do it. I'll help you. Like, I don't know, but it was massively
Crazy growth.
from the very, very beginning. And I knew that it would be that good because, bro, I was using Nina paper to print full color shirts. I tried the dollar transfer or the $1.15 full color transfers from F&M Expressions. Man, we didn't want to go back. We had one of the yogurt companies that we were doing shirts for. We didn't want to go back in a couple weeks to see those shirts, bro. They was like, it was bad. And this is like real life, like, but this the best that we could do. So we still delivering the shirts.
Yeah.
But it was like an 8-color job. We got a 6-hand press. It's like, what did you do? So we used them, right? But we were just always trying to deliver the best that we could. And that's all we could do in that situation. So, you know, when you look at like that in totality, it's like, man, how can you get compensated? I became a consultant, you know, and I think the reason for me it worked is because whenever I hit my head, I just gotta keep going up, right? And I'm gonna give you this funny analogy. Me and somebody was talking, one of my friends was talking about. It's like you work for the government, right? Every year you come up for a review, right? And what does the company want? The company wants you to add money. They like, oh, you do your job great, but we're looking for more. Like, so how we can improve the process? How improve the process? I mean, how can you make us more money, right? It's like nobody says they want the worker who just does enough to get by.
Yeah.
Right? They don't want that person. But when they get the person that's gonna keep on pushing the envelope, it's like, bro, you rocking the boat. Like, about it, like how do you operate? So whenever I hit my head, I gotta look for somewhere else to grow.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And I've been in a lot of places where I hit my head and I had to go step outside of that to grow. So when you look at it in totality, it's like, well, now I'm a consultant. And like I said, the reason I think it went so well there is because in the beginning it was like, man, it's no limit to how far we can do. Like, we can just keep doing it. It's like, when it was a small company, it's like boom, boom, it's 8 people total. Now it's like 15, but no marketing department. Nobody in the marketing department. There's no video guy. There's no nothing. It's me and the president of the U.S. We in the car. I'm in L.A. 14 days a week, and I'm just, okay, what's this? Let me learn this. Okay, I like that. Let me say it this way, tweak it. So I got to walk through and try to explain to people how to order. I got to come up with a way because these products, if the product wasn't made for us, I got to come up with a way to make people be able to actually use the product, to peel the product, right? Instead of getting them to complain, I had to figure out how I could explain it to them. So that's where I come up with peel low, smooth, and with confidence, right? Like within 2 to 3 seconds, like I had to translate everything they were saying because they were made for $6,000 air compressed presses. Okay. Bro, we got an Amazon press. like I don't got that, right? So it was a real issue in the beginning. It was some of the stuff that we had to do. So I had to educate people through that. I had to get people to see the benefits to it rather than, you know, and adjust and learn, because everybody wants everything to just get it, turn it on. Like I just got this, and I just want to get it, turn it on, and it to just print when I click print. Like that, I want it to be that smooth. I don't want to troubleshoot anything. So that's like the type of stuff that I had to do as a consultant, but there was no limit on top of it to where it would go, at least initially with everything. And, you know, I was able to just operate out here and do my thing. And I had a lot of flexibility and freedom. And, you know, I think those combinations, they had a good product, they had a good infrastructure, but we did break the system. You know, we broke the system. Now they got 3 factories, which is the equivalent. It's actually the equivalent to 4. So I think the combination of what I did and them having the product worked. You know, of course. And that's kind of where it went.
And division.
So the beauty was that I never had to go and I never went and asked for money. It was always a conversation like, oh man, look, we're here. This is what we're going to do. We're here. This is what we're going to do. And I was perfectly fine. I'm not asking for a raise. It's getting taken care of throughout the process as the company grew. And that's what I ultimately think it should be. Right. Yeah. And does it hit a cap? Does it go somewhere? Yes, no, you know, but again, I'm looking for opportunity. I'm not looking for a handout. You know what I'm saying? Like this path to get to where I got to before it all, you know what I mean? Before most recent stuff transpired, this is all me doing the work and proving value the entire time, nonstop, everywhere.
I feel that. I
Right?
feel that.
It's a path where now people are like, nah, I need this. I'm not talking about that. You got people with 200 subscribers. Oh man, I'm not gonna say I'm drinking Deer Park water because Deer Park ain't paying. Man, like, bro, you gotta build something to do. Like, you gotta build something. You trying to you hindering your audience from getting better because you put in your mind that you need to make money off of this video that you 4 videos in. Now,
that's facts.
I ain't saying you can't get it 4 videos in and go viral and create something crazy.
Yeah.
And I know people have done that, and I look at now that I see how the internet works. I see that people have done that, bro. I ain't the one to tell you how to do it because it ain't happening like that for me.
Yeah.
And like some stuff logically didn't make sense. So when you look at it in totality, it's like, you know, man, I deserved every dollar that I was getting just from putting the work in. You know what I'm saying? Bro, it was never going to stop. I'm the one that's going to keep. I'm the one that's every year you sit me down for a quarterly review. I'm gonna have a plan of where we going in the next quarter. You know what I'm saying? A yearly review. I'm 4 or 5 years down the road of what could be, just because I know how impactful what I'm doing is to people. Forget all of the other stuff. I'm trying to impact people's lives. And if I do that well, you're going to naturally become a better customer. If I teach you how to do this and you grow a business, you're going to naturally need more product. You're going to naturally need more consumables. I ain't trying to sell you a dog tag if you ain't selling dog tags. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to sell you a puppy onesie if you ain't selling the puppies. I'm trying to teach you how to go out here and make $1 to make life better. 500, 1,000, 300, whatever you need to make life a little bit better, because that was where I was at. I remember when my baby mom was calling, I can't buy no Pampers. You know what I'm saying? Wait for the shirt job to come through. Yeah. If I didn't have it, it'd be a different deal. I got those paychecks from that 10-hour job. Like, bro, I wouldn't be able to survive off of this myself, let alone with a kid. Ain't no way you can survive off of this. But this is what people leaving college are walking into. 10, 12, it might be 12, 50, 15. You know what I'm talking about, dog.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
College, you leaving at HBCU, man, you going to get a job that you could have had, you know,
out of high school.
You know, out of high school. So this is the situations that we walking into. And I don't know, you know, there's other businesses out here that I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I think what I'm doing is duplicatable across industry. So, you know, but if you ain't got nothing to do, you better pick up a heat press and let's get it.
Facts, man. But like you said, you keep on in different companies, you keep on bumping your head. So you expanded yourself to work with other companies. And that's
you know what's crazy, man? It's like recently I got told I wasn't loyal, right?
That's what I was just about to talk to. Yeah.
But it's crazy because even early on in the beginning, like I didn't even want to leave. Like I didn't want to not work with Total. Like I would have been perfectly fine just staying there and rocking out for the long run. Like I didn't want to expand outside of Heat Press Nation. You know what I'm saying? Like
okay.
I wouldn't have went and reviewed other company presses, but I got to the I'm like, yo, I want to, like, can we do something else? Can I create a heat press? Can we change it a different color? Can we collaborate on this stuff? And I hit my head.
Yeah.
So that was like,
gotta go elsewhere.
Hey, and it's like I really don't got a choice, but to step outside of there because I done hit my head. I'm already at the ceiling, and you're not gonna have me come work for me. I'm too risky. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what you see is what you get nonstop.
And that's what I want to talk about with the pro world. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get into it. It just seems like did they want you to be loyal to them only because they didn't lock you down in a contract, but at the same time, from what I was gathering, you were saying that you wasn't really trying to get into a contract.
So it's listen, a lot of people have been asking me like for like cliff notes of that long video, right? And that was really just like my side of the story, you know what I'm saying? Just because it was there was some blockage of things that were trying to go on and all of this stuff. Like, bro, you're not gonna do that off of lies. Like, so I had to put that out, right? So to not go too far left or too right, I think you got the right story, you just intermingling it, right? So I went on got a phone call to consult after I stopped consulting with Heat Transfer Warehouse, right? So then I go in and we have a meeting or whatever the case is, and there's okay, I need to shake things up, like I want to change the name of the company if necessary, right? And all of this stuff. And I'm like, cool, I can do that. Like this is like this. What that tells me is like, bro, you willing to do some things that are going to be impactful, but it's also going to grow your business, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So this is what I kind of walk into. I did get it was a contract. It was compensation, all that's involved. The amounts and all that stuff don't even really matter, right? And so you can scroll back through the profile and you can see before stand and after stand. I don't even got to tell you where to look. It's so clear and crystal when it all changed, right?
Yeah.
It's so crystal clear. First day, I'm sitting right here where we at, have my heat press going. I'm meeting the team or whatever the case is, and I'm getting everybody on, and I'm like, close the press, and I opened it up, and I said, it's time. I had a shirt. It said, I'm bad about that. I had a shirt. It said, it's time to inspire, right? So
I like that.
This was literally my first day presentation to the team involved in everything that's going on, right? And when you consult, it takes you about 3 months to even figure out what's going on. Like, It takes you some of this stuff that you need to do and all of that stuff. Got to meet with this person, that person, figure out who does what they're capable of. Like, it is a long process, right? You can come in with some ideas and things that you want to do, which I presented day one. But then you actually have to make those things happen. But you got to keep in mind that people also have other workloads, right? So they got to keep things rolling while also preparing, making changes, right? So bounce around. I'm learning a lot of stuff about them, trying to figure out like just how things work so that I can figure out how we can change, what we can change, who I can use to make the changes, what's missing, all of that stuff. So that's like
that's that visionary stuff I'm talking about.
There. Yeah. And so boom, go through all of this stuff. And there was a lot of things that I was suggesting that was like, it was like, I'm just going to keep it all the way real, man. I'm not going, and again, I'm always going to say this is my side of the story, right? They're going to have their own. I'm welcome to coming on and having an open discussion in live, in person, not behind closed doors, because you done already, or you can get your group of peers together and we can have a conversation. We can put it out later, whatever. I'm open to having an open conversation, hear perspectives, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of things that we make these changes, it looks good, cool. Now, got to hire somebody. All right, need a job description. Bro, I'm a consultant. I'm not about to be writing a job description. I don't know how to write a job. That ain't my skill set.
Of course.
Right? You got to figure out how to do it. I can't even spell. I can't barely read.
Yeah.
I say all of these things like I
got the vision.
But like, I'm like, this is what we need to do. Cool. Okay, can you prepare a job description? You know what I do? Oh, I just had to do this at Supercolor. So let me go holler over there. Let me grab that. And this will give us something that we can tweak and we can work with. I make some changes or whatever and work with it. I'm using all my resources. Mind you, y'all are about to start working together. Part of my task is to figure out how to onboard and show you the kind of ropes of how everything kind of works.
Okay, yeah, that's okay.
So it's everybody helping everybody, right? Like, I don't have an HR person at this point. I didn't have somebody in HR to write a job description. I got no desire to, right? Cool. Get that going or whatever. Find somebody. I go through an interview process, interview somebody. I'm like, this is a good candidate.
Okay.
Right? Because I understand things at a different level because I'm a user. So like, I looked at the market. This person was more like a crafter, but it could spin them in a different direction.
Okay.
As well. So we can handle that. We got somebody there already making like just the basic standard company content. So let's go and get somebody to create content for a little bit of a different market. Expand it, right? Boom. Come back. Now I'm going to go heat press. Like, man, I got it. I made a video to pass time. Said heat press worth pre-order.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right? Worth pre-order.
That was a big video too.
I ain't never made a video talking about worth pre-order, right? I'm trying to build the hype. I'm trying to create some like And I filmed it. Before that, I had filmed it for a while. And I'm like, bro, I'm not about to, what I'm going to put this video out for if, like, you ain't gotten it.
Yeah. Exactly.
It don't even make sense. So the Heat Press Work pre-order was after the unboxing. This was way after the unboxing.
Okay.
So I had to go back and film that video just because I'm like, and people already asked me about it, which press is that, all of that kind of stuff. I literally like, yo, you got the best press.
Yeah.
I find out it's discontinued.
Good price point.
It's discontinued. Yeah, like you got the best press of its class. It's levels. It's definitely levels. But I'm like, then I find out it gets discontinued, bro. I'm like, why the heck? I'm like, why the F? This is literally my words. Why would you discontinue the press if I'm telling you got the best one?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
so now you gotta wait 6 months before you can even get it.
Is the revenue not?
I said you didn't even give me something to even try. Like you didn't even give me nothing to work with. I need 10 of them. Give me 10 of them. Let me do my thing. We gonna get it rolling, right? Okay, pressure's back on. So I start doing some super color content. I show up to the shop, the office, and first day, and from there I'm gonna wrap this long story up. From there, I'm like, hey, we gotta move the studio. Like the studio is in the closet. It's a small room, no space. I'm like, if we move it, we can put it in another room. Nobody's here because of COVID. Like, no, you don't plan on bringing them back. It's going well remotely. Let's get all these desks out. Put the studio in there. We can build out multiple sets. We can build out a set for the craft lady. We can build out a set for the professional lady.
Dope.
Multiple sets inside of this. It's maybe double, maybe triple the size of the other room, right? And you can build out these sets and different things like that. Okay, this is all like very, very early in Rice. Like, I don't know, 3 months later, like nothing's moving. I'm showing up to do lives, and these live videos that I'm showing up to do, there ain't no internet connection. Like, and I'm like, bro, I will come here whenever you want. Like, I'm down the street, it's drivable distance. If you was far, I'll fly out whenever you want. Don't like, I'm here to do the work, right? We come up with a plan, with whatever it takes to execute on it, we do it. But none of this stuff is getting taken like the action. I don't know what you want me to. I don't build. I'm not a builder. You want me to come there with a hammer? Like, I'll help you. I'll come help you move the stuff. I'm just telling you flat out. You want me to put a nail in a wall and cut wood or whatever, put some stuff together, like, you're gonna miss a couple bolts because I don't know how to reconstruct.
Yeah, that ain't what consulting do, man.
Right. So here, like, I'm like, man, well, I'm close enough. I like the dude who built my store. This was before he disappeared on me, but I was like, I can get him to come up, but like, I'm not gonna get it. I'm not coming in there to actually like build it. Even though I would definitely help, but that ain't really my strong.
No, you're supposed to come through with the vision. That's what you gave him, man.
Right. So, boom, comes back, and I can go to my exit call. I thought you would be in reviewing the applications. Like, why? Like, I'm just like, I don't even know what to even like. I'm not gonna sit there and review it. I reviewed the final, like the people that y'all shifted through, and I went through and I had phone interviews with the people that showed up to their in-person interviews and all of that kind of stuff. I'm not about to go sifting through, and it's not that I won't. It ain't my skill set.
Exactly.
So now I'm like, I'm just like, I don't even know what in the world. So that's kind of where that's how that whole consultant thing. And at some point in there, I got a phone call. I'm in LA doing work, video content, all that stuff for Super Color. I get a call. I'm kind of jealous of the work you're doing at Super Color.
I was about to mention that.
I'm like,
and it's like,
I was at the phone, like, did you really just say that? Like, did you really just tell another man you jealous of the work?
That's fact. You don't say that in our community.
Going before you, the reason that you. And I could see if I didn't show up to your facility, if I didn't, like, I'm showing up, I'm trying to do lives, we can't get on the internet. Yeah,
I'm about to say, like, they're not building the infrastructure for you Like you told them 3 months ago, this is what needs to be done, and they're dragging their foot. You go work with another company, now you're jealous of that, but you're dragging your feet.
And
That's not fair.
another company, bro. That's the thing. It's not that I went to go work with another company. I was already doing this work.
Okay.
Like this is just normal. This is normal stuff. Like this ain't nothing like I went and found and like I went and worked with your competitor or
Yeah.
any of that stuff. Mind you, this all feeds the ecosystem, right? And it's like one of the things was like, well, I feel like if you were doing this for Supercolor, like you would already be doing this for Supercolor, like coming to our facility and like doing tutorial videos and all, you would already be doing it. I'm like, bro, they would not send me here to do this. Like, you're a separate company. And I had to explain this to a couple people in the industry, like, bro, you're not about to like make me do a collaboration with another company. With not that I won't do it, but you're not about to just drop in another company on this on whatever we doing and act like as if you're paying the bill for them by what you already doing. It's a completely different. This is business. So you bring in another company. If I say it's okay, cool. But you're not about to just, oh, and I'm gonna pay for it or whatever. Like, bro, that's not how that works, right? Like,
Exactly. Because that's mixing up your audience. You didn't get no sign off for that.
I'm the person that I don't care. Like, come on, you bring in whoever you want. Like, let's do the work, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in general, because it's happening when it came to other people, and I had to like have like awkward conversations with people. Like, bro, you can't do that. Like, why would you even think that was okay? And this is what I'm saying. In this tone, this is a nicer tone. Like that's not okay. You know what I'm saying?
You got turned up. You get turned up in the offices.
I turned up, but I ain't get turned up in these situations because I understand the dynamics, right? This is one thing that I'm really proud of myself about. Like when it came to like flipping that switch off, and
yeah,
like, I did that to the best of my ability, all the way through and through. But nonetheless, so
but that's kind of something I wanted to touch on too, because you know what I'm saying, you're a young dude, young black guy, going into these corporate spaces, and I hear 50 Cent say it all the time. The corporate space is just like the streets. But when I heard you say that you guys were conversing and then you get on a phone call and one of the guys are like, well, I didn't like the fact that he didn't give me no promo. It sounded like some stuff that happens in the streets, and I feel like that wasn't legit. And I want to, how do you move through something like that?
bro, like, so here, yo, you the
For real.
You went through that, Joe, bro. I don't even like, yo, this is, but and mind you, so sometimes I just gotta look at myself and I gotta ask people around me 30 times, like, does this email really say what I think? Like, you have to translate. When I say corporate translation, you have to translate it, right? So you have to understand what it is at its core. And it is exactly the same as how we maneuver on the streets, right? It's how we maneuver in our culture. So first and foremost, you address things the way that they're brought to you. So literally I set up a play. I'm gonna use our term now. I set up this play for my homegirl to not gonna bring the influencer to get the press, kind of create this conversation. And it matched her brand colors. I'm like, yo, send her a press. We doing a collaboration with Supercolor. It's not really a you thing. We doing this collaboration with Supercolor. Cool. He sends it. She gets it, does the video, and the article is like, you can come buy Supercolor over here, right? Mm-hmm. So it's all about Supercolor. Then when they click the link to go purchase it, it goes through her affiliate link, which goes to the other company, right? Mm-hmm. But it didn't say the other company's name. Something so minuscule, very, very minuscule. Mind you, Supercolor paid this person for the video.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you didn't pay a dime. You getting all of the traffic from a really, really sizable influencer. All it cost you was a press, which is probably 1/5 of what the person made. If you look at the cost, your cost is probably 1/7 for 8 for what the person made in cash, right? Now, long-term play. She makes that video there, for that piece of content. Then she goes off. She has to then tell her audience how to go through the order process. Walk them through the order process. Where does that video go then?
Straight to their stuff, right?
Back to
exactly.
You, right? Now, she then has to go kind of make a how-to. Where does that traffic go? Where does all of the traffic go moving forward?
And didn't pay
all of it. you didn't pay it down. So on the call, and I was like, bro, would you have paid for it? I don't know. It wasn't presented to me. No, I'm asking you. It costs X amount of dollars. Let me just make a number. It costs $5,000 for this video. Would you have paid for it? No. So what are we talking about here?
And you're getting the money, you're getting the traffic. It just seemed like a shady move to me, but it might be business.
I addressed it. It was, in my opinion. So then we get off the phone call and I make another call. I'm like, bro, you look really ungrateful.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not trying to seem ungrateful, and I'll call them right now and tell them that I'm not being ungrateful. I said, yo, listen, I said, if you would have said that to me, I would have sent her a text message and said, hey, can you make this line say X, Y, and Z? It would have been done in 3 minutes. Why? Because I treat people nice. I treat people right. I'm not even middleman in the deals and asking people for nothing back. I'm not even doing that, right? I would have had that changed done in 2 seconds. Now we get off the phone, called that conversation, go over here. I have another conversation on the other side. Bro, you look so grateful. Like, what? No, you just don't send them. I said, like, bro, I'm like, you messing it up for me. Like, I'm trying to make we don't really have to do that. You know, like we can send that back over to the other company or whatever the case is. Like, why is he even saying anything? And I'm like, it came down to like, even in those situations, I look at it like, what could I have done, right? Maybe I could have laid this play out, which I told you. I didn't type it up and write it out. I told you just certain things that were going on. Now, I hired an assistant to help me work with this dude. Literally, hired an assistant to help me work with this dude.
Yeah.
Just take all of my ideas and put them on paper.
Okay. Yeah.
I put together a report, bro. It took me like 3 hours to do like a 1-page report just because I really don't know how to put this stuff in into a layout. Like,
yeah.
Like, bro, this is not how I need to spend my time. So I hired an assistant to kind of like collect these and make meeting notes, and I would type things and make it look just all over the place. So I put him in a position, and these are just like minor scenarios, and I'm just like, cool. We severitize. I'm like, no problem, cool. I never had felt so good about losing money.
That's crazy.
But ending the term, it was just like so much stress was relieved off of me because it's not even that I'm getting you micromanaging me about what I'm doing, but everything I told you to do that predicates me moving forward,
you haven't done
ain't even been done. Nothing's been done. So I'm just like, it felt good. Cool. A few months later, Jesus Christ. A few months later, I get another call. Hey, want to meet? Whatever. Let me know if there's some collaboration opportunities. I go to meet. Still cordial. All right, cool. If there's anything, I got this lined up. I'm working over here and this. I just want to see what they do, and then I think it's a good place for you to work. Whatever the case is, let's figure something out. Right?
Okay.
Maybe one company, I told them half of what I wanted to work on with them, right? And I gave one company, I held one in my pocket, right?
Yeah.
So guess who they working with?
That company you gave them.
The company I gave them, not coming through me, right?
Yeah.
So now this is where it's like, wait, cool. Then it's other things. So I reviewed something and a consultant, and it was outside of the scope of really what they asked me to do. So I did it, not worried about you know what I'm saying? And then I put, when I sent my report in, the report says outside of the scope. So I put
what does that mean?
Like I did some other tasks that he wanted me to do that wasn't in initially. So I kind of just like outlined, hey, this is outside of the scope of the work that you asked me for, but no problem. I don't mind doing way more than this what's required. That's just
you.
As naive as it may be, but I just want you to know that you making me write these reports, and I want you to know that, this was outside of what you asked me to do in initial. So then I see this come out I see this plan. Again, this is something I did very early in the process. I see this plan come out maybe 8 months later, which is maybe 3 or 4 months after we stopped working on each other. I see the exact exact thing that I drafted. Everything literally verbatim out how I draft. I'm like,
Weirdo.
and so now I'm like, I'm boiling. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to, and I go talk to folks over at whatchamacallit, and I'm
Yeah.
like, explain what's going on. I'm like, man, listen, at this point, I don't even want the money that he owed me. Because now I feel like it's somewhere around $72,000, right?
Yeah,
Again,
man.
looking at it from a street mentality, right? Like,
Need that.
here's the consultant. The first term was 6 months. We ended it early. I'm just gonna say around 4. Now you're still past like another 4 months, so you owe me for like 6 months. Like you into like what would be term 2, but now you're using everything that I told you
I'm about to
that
say,
you didn't execute on, that you're looking at me crazy for. You're using everything. Now you're using it at from 6 to currently today, right? So this is where I'm like, all right, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
is
Like,
it
bro,
like
you robbed me.
exactly like Dame Dash said? Is it like some culture vulture stuff? Like they want to stand next to us, get hot, and then leave us out to dry?
So it's bro, I don't even know. I can't
Exactly.
quite put like, nah, man, I'm gonna be honest, bro. This is just how business is done.
But
Right?
it's always to our expense, which is crazy. Like Kyrie, Kanye, they trying to. It's just like the person that shift the culture. They got to teach you a lesson every time. But the person that go along, get along, they be doing just fine. It's kind of not fair. It's like they see too much fire and enthusiasm. They want to put some coal on it, calm that down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But the person that's just a little lukewarm, doing what they say needs to be done, it always makes it through. It's like not fair. But I like what you're doing right now. You teaching the youngins and you trying to build your own right now.
Yeah. And so it is like, man, I've thought about it like so much to try to figure out, like, bro, this is modern day rap music, bro. Like,
It is.
this is like, that was my master, right? And I got no problem, but you gonna compensate me on what we agreed upon, right? And you ended the term early. So this isn't the first time this happened. This is why I say this is business, right?
Yeah.
Happened in the earlier contract, right? And
Same company.
I made somebody $1 million in 6 months,
Exactly.
and I was making $2,000 a month, right? And what I realized, I'm not even tripping off of like the contract with the contract, what I made, all of that kind of stuff, right? We go back. If we were to get back to go back and renegotiate, then I would look at the numbers and I would adjust accordingly.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
Can't
what
get
you would.
bro. We can't get to once you start like, oh yeah, you got as as transparent. The more I know, the better I can do. So I need to know these things. When it came down to giving a report, they don't want to get a report. Why? Because I
Because
made
they know.
too much money.
Exactly.
They that I'm gonna come back and come back, and this is the only thing that I can make it relate to in my mind. Like, I had to go through hoops. I had to go through another company to get you to give me the numbers. Like, bro, I'm concerned. I'm trying to help you make more money. Obviously, it worked. The first one, they came back later on and paid me they paid me the rest of my money. Like, I don't know, maybe 3 months later. Oh, you know what? We're gonna pay you the rest of your money.
Crazy.
Yeah, you're gonna pay me the rest of the money because
You seen the numbers.
because you know it's the right thing to do. However, bro, it ain't the right thing now. That was the right thing then.
Yeah.
So while I appreciate the acknowledgement of this piece, the value of this has changed. And this is where, like, what incentive does the record label have to renegotiate your contract when you already up? Like, when you already booming and making money, there is no incentive for the company with them to come back and create a new contract for you. There's no incentive because they losing more. They gonna give you more money, and
exactly.
This again, I relate everything I do to the industry, to music, to hip hop, all of this stuff, and I'm like, this is the only thing.
That's deep.
That's the
so
only.
What would you say to people that got the culture and linking up with these big companies? What would you say at the beginning that may be valuable to do at the beginning?
bro.
get a percentage on future sales, or like
Bro,
it's just like how do we protect our IP, our intellectual property?
they I'm still trying to answer. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Where Marathon came in, and I want to try to create something that, you know, just does it a little bit better. And I've gotten them to do it a little bit better. I gotten them to look at it a lot differently. You know what I'm saying? But like at the end of the day, you get what you can negotiate. And like I said, I don't cry over like the
Yeah.
last contract. I'm still moving forward, and everyone it's gotten better and better over time. You know what
Okay.
I mean? Now I know a lot, but there's no who you gonna go to get this information.
That's exactly, bro.
I don't know. Nobody's talking about it, and everybody wants to be in the space. And
And
you got the numbers. It's easy to make money. Like I could have been made more money, right? I could have been made more money. I could have went to the highest bidder. I could have sold myself out and not moved and considered what was best for people in the community and all of that kind of stuff. Like I don't. I could have been made more money, but it's not about that. I'm after impact. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to just, you know what I mean? Like I'm not. Yeah, I got money for a video. Can you do it? Let me take a look at what you got first. Let me
facts.
see if you like, bro. I will make the video. I'll make the content for free. We can figure something else out, and we can, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and it's not that I don't want upfront money, but I'm not about to just say because you offer me $1,000, $5,000 that I'm just gonna go out and be like, yo, yeah, I'm gonna make this video today, but I don't believe in the product. It's just not who I.
Yeah.
And it may work for some people, but I know that when somebody picks up the phone and they call me and they say they got a problem, I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to
Exactly.
pick up the phone and make the next phone call to figure out where this person order. I don't care if it's a $26 order. I don't care if it's a $3,000 order. Where is this person's order? Like, what's going on? Why is it not out the door yet? You know what I mean? And
And
it's
that's
been
one thing.
too long.
That's one thing I can say. Like you do respond quick. You know what I'm saying? Even like in 2018, I had a question about some vinyl, and you literally responded quick. So that's one thing I wanted to ask at the beginning. Really, like, how do you make time for not minuscule things, but things that not really putting money in your pocket? Because I be having a problem with that myself. How do you make time? You seem like you're always available when I know you're busy.
Uh, I'm always available. Like, bro, like my sleep schedule is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe in stealing minutes.
Still in minutes?
I'm on my. Like, I don't want to drive nowhere. I hate driving. So I
Facts.
steal minutes and be in my phone, or I'm using the bathroom. I could be on the phone, whatever it is. And I made that. This is who I am, bro. Like, I genuinely just want to help people. So, like, I got time if I got time. So whenever I got time,
Facts.
you catch me at the right time. I got time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, like I don't know who else put that number out. You can call it. It's not even it's not a copy number. It's the number to my cell phone. I pick up, like, if you better hope I don't think you're a bill collector. You're better off texting me first. But like, I don't know. So I've always just had that, and it was crazy because when I was on the come up before I got so big, I used to always say, like, listen, y'all better take advantage of it now, because at some point I may not be able to, right?
Yeah.
But I still managed to. And I'm not perfect by any means, but I still managed to answer a lot of phone calls and all that stuff. And that's where I'm leading into a new structure for how I can sustain this thing without necessarily depending on the companies and stuff like that. Cause I don't have a business model around this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never built the course or class. I did write the 2 books. But I never built the business model because I was always out to do exactly what I'm doing today, even when I didn't know what it was or how I would do it. Right. So, man, I don't know. It's just who I can tell you the truth. It's who I am, bro. It is like, and even getting on live or whatever, like, I could be dirt tired, dead tired in a show here, and I cut the camera on and how you guys doing? I'm standing back. Like, that's literally, it just turns on, and I don't get tired from doing this. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy.
How I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So I just do the work, man.
Man, and I just wanted to say, like, touch on something we was talking about just right before that. How you said, how will people know? Because, you know what I'm saying, we don't have that help. But I'm glad that we talking about it. I'm glad that you are actually talking about it, because I know it was like an NDA involved. They didn't want you talking about it. And honestly, any other person would have took the money. I think I probably would have took the money. So I'm just like, at first because I was watching your live, and I asked you, I'm like, why don't you take the money, bro? Like they would have gave me that. All right, bye. You know what I'm saying? I'm not under contract, but what you said was inspirational. Like, nah, you can't silence me. And then we having this conversation. We would never had this conversation if you took the money. And some people may need this conversation. So I'm saying I gotta say salute to you for you know what I'm saying holding your own in that situation. That was just big.
The the thing about it was I value, again, going back to the beginning. I'm looking.
Hold on for 1 second, Stan. This train is about to come through. It's about to get a little crazy.
It ain't too bad.
All right, come on then. Come on with it. Oh, there you go.
Oh, it is bad. I was gonna say it ain't that bad.
All right, I think we good. We good.
All right. No, that kind of stopped me. So, like I was saying, but I'm looking for opportunity. I value people, right? I value people over me, right? I'm looking for opportunity. I'm looking for access to information. Bro, like I'm gonna give you this great analogy. I've been thinking about this for like the last week. I got dropped in here, right? So it's like chess, right? I grew up playing chess really well. I never went to like a national level, but I was really well, right?
That's
So I was really good. And I taught myself in the beginning, my thing was my dad could play. I wanted to learn how to play. I only see my dad like 5 summers. And I ended up beating. The last time we ever played I beat him. The last time I ever played, I beat him. I won $100, right?
That's what's up.
And I'm super competitive. So at the Boys Girls Club, we had a guy that came by named Mr. Bud, and he taught chess. And he put $1 on everybody's game unless you was the champion. He put 5 on it. It came a point where, like, I was the best person there. Like, literally, because I'm motivated. I'm already a competitor. You tell me every time I play the game, we get $1. I'll play all day. You know what I'm saying? And when I became champion, it's like I get $5 per game. He did cap how many games I could play as champion, but like it's $5 on the championship game, right? And it's cool. I sit there and play 10 games. Now as a champion, I can't play more than 3. In my mind, this dude got to be rich first and foremost because it's a bunch of us playing. But when you play chess, when you get really good, you gotta work. How do you challenge yourself, right? When you already know you're better than the person across from you. How do you challenge yourself?
I don't play chess.
You take your queen off the board, right?
Okay.
Take your queen off the board, and now you don't got a queen, but that person has a queen, right?
Oh, wow.
You take your rooks off the board. You just start taking other pieces off the board and start the game and seeing how you can do it, right? So how you can play, right? So you look at that.
I love that analogy, bro.
That's life, bro. Like I'm playing a game that I ain't even got all the pieces.
Yeah.
I ain't got all the pieces, and I don't even know how the pieces move for real. Like, on the other side, they got all the pieces. And the pieces in life. So you take your queen, that's money, right? You take your bishops off the board. That's just your environment, right?
Yeah.
Take your rooks off the board. That's great parenting. That's a great household with some structure, right? You look at that, you start taking those pieces off the board. And that's the game that we playing. So people like, the reason I don't look back is because I'm playing on my pawns. All I know is if I get my pawn to the other side, I can get any piece that I want. Which means if I get access to information, I can then take that information and I can make money. I can take that information, I can change my environment. I can, these are things that I'm looking at. Me going and spending 14 days in LA opened my mind up, and it allowed me to meet other printers. It allowed me to see a different business model of printers. Over the East Coast, volume. It's all cheap and high volume. You go to the West Coast, every shop I seen preaches quality over quantity. So it's like I got to unlock and see a different world when it came to the print industry. So I'm trying to take my pawns and get them to the other side. I ain't got time to turn around and look. I don't got time to worry about what race you are, what religion you got. I don't got time. You know what I mean? Recently, 50 Cent said, he said depression, he said like depression is a luxury. Bro, it is a luxury. I was depressed at one point, and I had to instantly become undepressed when I ain't had no money. And I'm gonna tell you, I
Yes,
ran
sir.
out of money, and then I got a large check from coaching. It was a long period of time where all I did was lay in the bed and went and coach football. That was it. I didn't print shirts. I was so depressed. I took all my YouTube videos down. I was
Wow.
depressed, and I can only say that now, looking back in a minute. But second I ran out of money, 15 grand,
Yeah.
I had to get up. But
Yeah.
I got a nice little $5,000 stimulus from coaching, and it
Yeah.
allowed me to sit there a little longer. Right now, should I have sat there a bit like? But when I couldn't afford to be depressed, I
That's when.
couldn't be depressed no more. Like you gotta get
Yeah.
up, like yo, you gotta get up and go get it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Nah.
these are things that like they don't understand in culture. Like when I like people hit me up and they guys and even ladies that hit me up just like, yo, I admire how you got your kids involved or how you around in your kids' life and all of this stuff. And I'm like, bro, this is what we supposed to do. I can't. Those are
That's what I
things
was
I
gonna say.
can't celebrate, but that's a win for us. Like it's a win in our culture and what we up against. So when I say, hey, like man, I'm trying
Facts.
to impact people's lives. I'm trying to change people's lives, and they tell me to worry about myself. I'm like, bro, that's not like it's just not who I am. I'm like, yes, I know I need money. Don't get me wrong. I need to take care of my family. I need to make money, but bro, it's a lot. Like we up against a ton of stuff that I'm trying to figure out how to just get one step better. You know what I mean?
Oh hell yeah, man. That's and that's big, dog. That's big than a mug. Like you said, you got. I mean, you dropping a lot of gems. Depression is a luxury. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff you dropping today is a lot of gems, and I hope people really listen to your story and you know what I'm saying. Just make better decisions just off of stuff that you had to say, man.
How do you this, man? You just gotta keep going. It ain't about make your next decision better, bro. You're gonna have moments where you hit the where you drop. You're gonna have moments where you broke, and like I guess we started out like, how did I walk away from the money? Because I couldn't. Like to me, it was me selling my soul, right? And it's like, okay, cool. Mind you, I believe my side of the story says I took a company from a goal of $10,000 a day, which is $10,000 a day, which is around $300,000 a month, right? Somewhere between 200 and three, because you don't hit it every single day. And I took that company to $2.2 million a month, right?
exactly
And I took a company that
10x.
literally have went for awards based on the work that I've put in.
Mm,
Literally have went for awards in other countries, right? Back where they were from, during COVID, they had an exporter little get together. And I'm not saying this, like these are all positive things, by the way,
of
right?
course.
Like literally, you're up for an award, and where all the companies they pivoted and started making masks, they pivoted and started making like shields for desks and stuff like that to deal with the pandemic. You know, your pitch was you grew by pivoting on people. So what people is it that you pivoted on?
The coach.
You pivoted based on me walking in the front door and having a vision that like exceeded even what you seen it becoming. Now, when I say exceeded what you seen it becoming, I mean exceeded it because I built the brand. I
Oh yeah,
gave the brand credibility because even
that's the
early on,
word.
even early on in that process, like man, we seen accounts open that told us no. We were trying to get like once you build up the brand, the introduction is easy. You know what I'm saying? Like getting people to do stuff is easy once you got some credibility behind it. And so I did. I did that, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna say I did that. Me,
facts.
me,
That's
this
facts.
has done that, and it's not to take anything away from what you've built.
Nah, like you
It's
said, collaboration.
it's an aid. It's a collaboration, right? And you went up for an award off of this. You pivoted on
Exactly.
people. Okay, how did you pivot on people? Because I got a DM from Dorp Systems on my Instagram account, and he put me, Reyes, and Brando, all three dope or two other dope content creators, and one who lives 15 minutes from you, one 4 hours from you. Here I'm a 5.5, 6 hour flight away, and I showed up, right?
Yeah.
And from that DM, that's what ultimately got us here.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Like you've been putting that work in. You always putting that work in, man. And I just want to talk about how you going from, you know what I'm saying, those big industries to trying to build your own industry, not trying but doing the work. And not only the industry, you actually got a whole classroom setting. I seen you on live teaching kids all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I think you was doing a sweatshirt and sweatpants, sweatsuit, a breakdown on screen print. Then you go into content creation. Like you are doing the work for the youth, and you also are trying to build. You know what I'm saying? Because we need industries with faces with like ours at the top of them, so we can have some understanding. And I think you are building an industry like that or something like that, right?
Yeah, man. I feel like I'm forced to like figure out how to become a supplier to make this sustainable. You know, like and again, one of the mentors that I've had, he flat out told me, said, "Stan, you got a dilemma, right? Like you loyal to your audience, but you make money from companies. So ultimately, you got to do what companies want you to do." And I'm like,
Wow.
no, and he not saying it in the back like that.
No,
He's
that's
not
just
saying,
enlightening.
but it was like it's a perspective. I'm like, man, it shouldn't have to be that way, right? And this is me looking at it like I've been able to be very, very successful for over 7, 8 companies that have all have grown undoubtedly based on the work that I've done, double, triple, quadrupled, 10 times. You know what I'm saying? The off of the work that I've been able to do, right? And so I look at it and I'm like, darn, what I set out to do is flawed. You know, it's flawed because
We
you're
don't
right.
have industries.
I do. I do depend on companies.
Yeah,
I don't, and it's not that I depend on companies. Is that that's how I make my money.
yeah.
So you
And
know,
that's one of the highest levels to be at. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like your mentor said, we still have to do what they say because you know what I'm saying. They're paying, and that's why I'm trying to say like we need to get a part of that industry. You know what I'm saying? Like not just the mom and pop shops and that we need that big business. And if you can, you know what I'm saying, be the catalyst of that, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to support all any way that I can, truthfully.
all,
And I know a lot of people are too, bro. I know a
all
lot of people are.
man, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take for us to support. And when you look at our culture traditionally, it's always this thing where it's like somebody's running off with the money,
Oh man.
or somebody or basically somebody wants what the other person has,
Yeah.
or it starts to eat at people, in the grand scheme of things. And I started out with the Nipsey vision, and then I
Yeah.
met Russell, right? And the structure that I've been trying to figure out when I said I didn't want to charge the people is exact structure that Russell has mastered, or he's put together the only way that it's possible to do it, and that's through community, right? And that's the pay what you want. That's the contribute to the
Okay.
cause, right? Like, so I've been cultivating this, and this has been going on in my mind for years, right? Like, and over the last 8 months, I really focused on what this is going to look like, and it's been tweaked and changed based on a lot of stuff, some from the mentors and some from other just my ideas and other content creators, other people that I've talked to, just people that listen to me and had an opinion, and things to think about. So I've been trying to figure out how to create a better space, and that's what this is. So now, like where I'm headed now is like, man, and I had told one of my friends, is like, yo, I told one of my boys, I was like, man, like at the end of the day, after going through all of this, it's like, bro, when the people that I'm doing it for, and I had this a little bit confused for a moment, the people that I'm doing it for don't even care. Like why would I continue? And this is what happens. Why would you continue to risk your family's livelihood when you doing stuff for people and their culture and all of this stuff that the people really don't care about, right? And it's like I started to question, like, damn, is it really even worth it what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
the people that I were looking at, I thought was a representation of the collective.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the way I could kind of look at it is like it was exactly what we were just talking about of like how our culture. I can't even be mad because this is what they do to us, right? This is what happens when we get in position. Oh, they can kick a little money over here, and this person feels this way, and they do this, and like you know what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, it became like, and I had to look back and like, bro, that ain't the people. That's some people that are. I don't know what you want to say. Call it envious. That's all, some other people that they just don't want. Like they don't. They don't. They don't want to
see the potential, bro. They see the potential.
They want to be like, and I'm like, bro, cool. I let it go. I can't even be mad because at the end of the day, this is how we move. This is it. But if I want to stand for change and create something that is, I gotta just go on. I gotta go and fight. Like my man Mano said. I gotta go out and fight. I gotta go fight this F on my own, right? Like I gotta go out and I'm gonna have to go and stand in the rain, and I'm gonna have to stand by myself. And I'm taking a loss. I took a huge loss, and it's okay, and I'm all right. I'm gonna figure it out, right? Like, and when you look at the dollar amount, my financial situation now, since I probably should have took the dollar amount.
Yeah.
I looked at that like, bro, they trying to take my manhood. Like I wouldn't be able to sleep. I wouldn't be able to look myself in the mirror. I wouldn't be able to look my kids in the mirror in the face and just and feel comfortable with not standing up for something that you believe in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's ultimately what it came down to. Not to mention when I got it, it was just a little weird. Like, how you trying to dictate? I can respect the business. You gotta do what's best for your business. We all do, right?
Of course.
But you can't dictate what I can say about another company that I had separate business dealings with. So you trying to be big brother. You trying to protect, and and forget what I did for you. Like, bro, that's just not right. Right? Yeah. If I got two friends fighting, where I come from, it's like, bro, you either sit them down and try to get them to talk about it. You let them fight, but you make sure that nobody kill nobody. Like, yo,
yeah. Get it out the way.
If it get too big, you stay out of the way. All three are correct. Neither one of them is wrong.
Exactly.
Right? I'm not saying it's black and white. You can go through whatever scenario, but the scenario where you pick a side, and it's like rap beats. You look at Drake, Meek Mill, and the Ghost Rider. What's my
Quentin Miller?
Yeah, Quentin Miller. You look at him, he like, I watched the video recently, like, man, like, look, they cool. Y'all, how y'all not, like, y'all left me out. So it is like, get into a beef and then y'all be friends. And now I'm sitting on the side. But here it is. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. He wasn't with you shooting in the gym. It was a point in time. You got to know that we going to choose you. You got to know that, the work, you changed my life, my family's life, yada, 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 all of this stuff. Like, and in my mind, I hear it. You got to know we're going to take care of you. You know what I'm saying? If this thing ever sells, yada, yada, yada. And I can't, like, bro, I'm going to appreciate it if it happens. But, like, I still got pawns, bro. Like my mind is like, I just got to keep going because I can't wait on the day that in hopes that ain't nothing guaranteed. I can't wait that you're going to do the right thing. But doing the right thing is the right thing. So should the company sell and you want to send me 500,000, $1 million, 1.5, 2 million, then I'm going to be forever. Like, I'm going to be grateful for that. Yeah. You know, do I feel like I deserve it? Yes. But did I negotiate it? No. So I got to keep going until I can get to the opportunity that's going to bring that to me so that I can do more. A lot of what I do, bro, is like, I take it in and I'm taking care of what I need to take care of here. But bro, we go out to the communities out, bro. I'm trying to take my money and do good with it.
Yeah.
That's it. Take my money and impact people's lives. How can I do that? It ain't about buying somebody something all the time. It's about creating. So when I go travel and I go learn something and I'm bringing it back in content, or I'm bringing somebody in to create something or to teach somebody some new business model or some new product or whatever it is that I'm going out to do, that's my way of giving back. And if you at a show and I take 10 people out to eat because you here, then that's a part of it too. And I'm not one to be like, oh man, I did this for this person, did for that person. That ain't who I am. We just gonna keep going. Like, we just gotta keep going and building because we don't have a full set of pieces, man. We got to put
Exactly.
ourselves in position. And this ain't a race thing. This is a hustle. This is a
I know what
small
you're saying.
business. This is a inner city. This is a poverty. This is a battle that like the hustle don't know a skin tone. You a hustler. You a hustler. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? If you out here trying to find a way and make a way, you may have a job or you may this be maybe the only thing you do. You ain't got time to sit and think about it. You can't afford to be depressed. You gotta get out here and get it, or you gonna be homeless.
Yeah. Exactly, man. Like that's some of the realest deal ever, bro. You know what? And I feel like you're gonna be all right, man. You're gonna find an opportunity, you're gonna create that opportunity, and it's gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna pay off, just like Quentin Miller. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, Jason Lee and them had something like on the Breakfast Club. They had something to say. The business got to be straight. So it's just opportunity, and now you know how to handle it. Now you know what's behind the curtain, and now you know how to handle it when it happens again. And I know it's gonna happen again, fam.
Yeah, we gotta, and that's the only reason I talk about it is so that it gets a little easier for somebody else coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's bro, they gonna watch this and they gonna pick something out of here and say this is why this or this is look at it, look at it. Like it's what's gonna happen. So it's gonna be another phone call made, and this is why I ain't really been putting content out, because I gotta make sure I'm working on some big things, and I gotta make sure that those things happen before, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And it's purely all off a lie. The truth is the dude robbed me, and I got something to say about it.
yeah,
You paint whatever picture you want to paint about it, but it ain't who I am. I made real connection with real people, you know, and I've gotten a lot of phone calls, a lot of messages, and from people, from content creators, big ones, small ones, from people inside of companies, like, yo, I appreciate it, I understand, or you know, like people who can't really say something because, you know, like you can't say nothing because you gotta feed your family, right? And I keep saying this thing like, bro, they can't overlook us because they can't overlook me. And if I got to go out and be a martyr, bro, I was about to be a trash man. I might still have to go be a trash man because everything ain't lined up quite the way I need them to be,
yeah,
right? But at the end of the day, I'm all right with that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I was working for 10 hours an hour, staying in a one-bedroom apartment with my kids. Met a new girl, got her over there with her kids. We in a one-bedroom apartment. I don't even care. like that's the last of my mind. I want my family to be comfortable, be happy, and you know, showing up is a win for us. You know, like I grew up wanting to have a bunch of kids. I wanted 10 kids, and I wanted my kids to know each other. Why? Because my dad had 10 kids when I was growing up. It ended up being 13, maybe 14, maybe 16. I don't even know. But I didn't
Yeah,
know none of them. I ain't know none of my brothers and sisters. The bar was so low that my focus is like, how can I make it one step better? You know, now I look back and said I should have said I would have had 10 kids with one woman, but nonetheless, I set out to be, you know, not like
right.
my dad. I end up like him, but I'm a step better because I take care of them. They all
Exactly.
know each other. They all hang out. They all see. You know what I'm saying? Like to be involved at that level, like bro, the pieces was all night. I just lost 3 points talking about that, right? Like
Yeah,
the model of all of this stuff for the structures of what we up against, we ain't got time to think about. Like if you sitting there complaining or thinking about somebody being racist, if you sitting here complaining, I've dealt with some racist stuff in the industry.
I
If you sitting here complaining about, you know what I mean, like this or that or whatever, bro, you gonna lose because you already lost. You already lose.
exactly. I say the same thing. Even Kanye said the same thing. He's like, if racism a deal breaker, shit, I would have been left America. Like you said, we can't be dwelling on that type of stuff, man. We gotta just keep moving forward.
You can't say Kanye West on nah. And it's like this. It's this other thing.
Oh, we
It's like
can't say Kanye.
nah. You gotta agree. You gotta agree with everything somebody does, and that's what they try to tie it into. Like if I say, "Yo, I'm rocking with DPZ," and it's whatever. Like I like this about him, but you go and you like the Eagles, and I'm a Cowboys fan. I can't like you no more. I can't rock with you. Like, bro, are you serious right now? Like, I'm not about to that. Everything that person does doesn't mean that I agree with. I don't
Of
got to
course.
agree with their religion, their relationship values, the whatever it is, the whatever they may feel. I don't have to agree with everything, but I might agree with some things. Like we can't agree to
Yeah.
this. We can't partly like it's this psyche that we're up against
I see
that
what you're saying.
it's kind of like the demographic of the market is like you can't be one way.
Yeah, it seems like you gotta be one way instead of just trying to be everything. I mean, everybody is different. You know what I'm saying? So accept what you accept, and then what you don't like about it, you ain't gotta. You ain't gotta. You know what I'm saying? Have it all in your face, man. But I feel like this was a great convo. I feel like this needs to be done for the culture. You know what I'm saying? I'm just starting my YouTube. My co-host, who really be running the show, not feeling good today, but I'm glad I got a chance to come through and talk to Stan the Man and really pick his brain because he's been behind the curtain. You know what I'm saying? He's been back there. He's seen what's going on, and he just bringing us some insight, some real deal stuff. And we just got to keep pushing, man. We got to look at Stan as an example, and we got to support. We got to support our people who's in positions like this, who's got these visions like this. We got to give them that support because that's the only way 10, 20, 30 years from now, our new generation is going to be able to at least have a company to, start at and then do what they got to do. So we won't be starting from scratch. So we got to, what I'm saying? Anybody watching this, support Stan the Man, support people like Stan because we need pillars like this in our community, bro. Stan, is there anything you want to get off your chest? Anything you want to let the people know? I know you got a new YouTube channel coming up.
Yeah, man. So I'm starting a new YouTube channel called Decorator by Nature.
Decorator by Nature.
This is more for the professional side, which I was splitting off to. I'm putting together some support structure to the entire ecosystem, and I want to be super transparent about like where those funds go and how things are being operated. With a lot of stuff that I'm working on, Marathon Supplies is going to be the supply company, which is going to sell all of the materials you need for the t-shirt industry. I'm taking a good portion of that money, and I want to invest it right back into the community in a number of ways. Going out and visiting people in their shops and their places with dope stories, real stories by real people.
That's dope.
And that's what I've been doing this whole time. And so just a lot of those little things, man. Pay what you want, make a pledge. You know what I mean? If you built a business off the content, if you're appreciative of the content, make a $10 a month, $15 a month, $20 a month off of your business. Make a pledge to allow the content to keep rolling. At the end of the day, like they told me. So I'm trying to figure it out. At the end of the day, like you said, we gotta support it. You know what I mean? And the way that I believe this is a blueprint across multiple industries to do something. And I'm taking the pieces from a lot of different places and putting them together. Like I said, Russell, listen to my man music. If you're a hustler, the gems is there. You know what I'm saying? The gems give me cheers. Cheers. I said cheers. The gems that he's dropping in the music gives me chills because it's that I talk about on a day-to-day basis in music form. You know what I'm saying? And the correlation to the music industry and what I see now is what I've been relating it to. He's talking about and how we can deal with it, and he's giving game to licensing and all of that stuff. And there's a lot of gems in the culture across the platforms like Joe Budden, Gilly the Kid.
Yeah. Wallow.
I keep naming them all, but like it's a lot of gems in the stuff that Anton Daniels. There's a lot of gems in the culture to how you can maneuver and do things. So stop listening or looking at the headlines of just like the latest BS that's been going on in the world, and start to tap in and look for those gems about how they got where they're going. That's all I've been doing. I've been trying to grab some clips that and post them and stuff like that. I'm like, man, I got so many content ideas of like how I can like break these things down, but it's a lot. So, I just want people to know that, man, you ain't got time to make excuses. You just got to keep going, man, and keep trying to just improve every day, get better, learn, put yourself around people out here trying to get it, and don't become a victim of your circumstances, right? Don't become a victim of your circumstances.
Man, that's real, Stan. Hey, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate your channel. I appreciate you doing this for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm going to support whatever you do. So keep us all in the loop. I'm going to be watching, bro.
No doubt.
That's going to be the wrap up. You know what I'm saying? My man, Stan the Man from first state, you know what I'm saying, Delaware. Hey, like I said again, I just want to say I appreciate you for doing this, bro, and good luck to all your endeavors. I'm definitely gonna be watching, bro. We probably gonna have to do something like this again.
Hey man, I can talk about it. We gotta get into some other. Like, I got some stuff to say about the culture, dog. Like I can talk about these current events. So next time it don't gotta be all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Definitely want to get on and talk about some of this stuff with you, man. We had some conversations, but bro, I just need a place to talk, man. We can get.
Well, we probably could even bring you back next week or the week after that, because we're gonna be getting into topics when DPZ feel better. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
and we're gonna need your take on some stuff.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it, man. I got a different perspective, man, and so I'm here for it anytime, man.
For sure. All right, that's it. Stan Banks, appreciate you, bro, man. T-shirt side hustle in the building. Let's go. Let me see. All right, everybody. That's it for the show today. We're not going to get into the topics. You know what I'm saying? We had a couple topics for you guys, but not going to get into that today because the showrunner DPZ ain't, like I said, he ain't in right now, and I don't think it's going to be good just me talking to y'all about some stuff. But that's it for the Going On podcast TFGO. That'll be it for now, bro. And hey, y'all keep tuned in. We're gonna have dope guests coming for the next 2 weeks. We got an H-Town legend coming through. We also got one of the top YouTube comedians coming through. And that's gonna all be on Flight Risk TV on YouTube. So y'all make sure y'all come through and check that out, man. We got a lot coming through. We just had a great conversation today with a young black entrepreneur and really a consultant. So y'all go follow T-shirt side hustle on Instagram, and I believe it's the same on YouTube. Y'all check out his content. Support the young man, because we all need support, especially us with a vision. Support the young man, y'all. All right, D Parks, DJ Designs. It's DJ Designs, and I'm out.